This is tutorial 5-2 from the GIS 1 tutorial book, and we are on page 175, and we're talking about working with world map projections. And the idea behind a projection is that we're taking a surface that is not flat. The surface of the planet is round, it's spherical. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to flatten it out onto a computer screen. And in the process of doing that, we're going to get some distortion probably. So we're going to look at some of the different options for projections. And we're on number 1. It says Open Tutorial 5-2, which I have already opened. Go ahead and open that wherever it's located on your computer. And that says place your cursor over the westernmost point of Africa, which would be about right in here somewhere. Let's change my cursor to the pointer here. And so I think it's about right there. And if you look in the lower right hand corner, the numbers are kind of small, but it says I'm at -18 and about 14, and that would be 14 degrees north. So I'm about 18 degrees. So here's the prime meridian right there. So I'm about 18 degrees left of this. So what have we got here? If we go all the way over here, how much are these lines? So each line is 30. So we're about halfway from here to here. And if we keep moving up and just keep going up on this straight line here, it stays, right around 15, depending on how close I can get my mouse cursor to being in the middle. And you know that when you get up high here on the map or down low on the map, that these longitude lines come together. And it's not going to be the same distance from here to here when I get way up north as it is when I'm way down here on the equator. So it continues to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So what this does is it just preserves the lines. It keeps everything square as far as the latitude and longitude lines are concerned. Okay, now let's flip over to page 176, and it says we're going to change the projection. Okay, we're going to change it to a Mercator projection. And so in the table of contents, we want to right-click on the layers. And one of our options here is Properties. And under Properties, we want to go to the Coordinate System tab, which is right here. And for the Coordinate System, it says in the Select a Coordinate System panel, so that would be this panel right here. Scroll down and click the plus sign beside Projected Coordinate Systems. Okay, so right here is Projected Coordinate Systems. Click the plus sign next to it, and then click the plus sign behind the World folder. So it doesn't say anything about sphere base, so we're going to assume this one. And then it says scroll down the coordinate systems, click Mercator World, and these look like they're alphabetical here, so let's go down to the M's, and there it is, and then we're going to click on OK. So right now, this is what our map looks like, and we're going to click on OK here, and now everything looks like it got stretched a little bit, and it says zoom to the full extent, so let's go over here, and our full extent button is the globe. And now it looks like that, and that should pretty much match what we have on page 176. And obviously Antarctica is not bigger than the rest of the planet combined, but that's what happens when you keep the lines parallel here instead of curving them in like they actually do on the surface of the globe. Okay, it says to try this again under your turn and look at some other projections, and it tells us a little bit about those projections too. We're going to select the Hammer-Atoff projection in the third step. So let's go back here to Layers and go to Properties, and let's go to Coordinate System, and this time we want the hammer, and that's right here, it's real close, and we're going to click on OK. And then let's go to full extent again. And this should look exactly like what we see on the top of page 177. Okay, so it says that this is good for use on a world map. The areas are the same. So Antarctica is not huge. It is the same area. The problem is now that we don't have straight lines anymore, so it's a little bit harder, to figure out directions. And it says also that the distance is not preserved. Okay. And then choose the Robinson projection. So we'll try this one more time. Right click and go to Properties. And under Coordinate System, we want the Robinson, and that one's right here, and click on OK. And this one, it says it strikes a balance between conformal and equal area projections. And so this looks like it's a pretty good one to use if you want to see the entire planet. And that is the end of tutorial 5-2.